All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Zach Moonshine with Metal Devastation Radio. Right now on the phone with me, I have the president of Dimenzion Psychosphere. What's going on, dude?
I'm good. We're, having a glass of wine and enjoying the Saturday night.
Nice. So, tell everybody out there what's going on right now in the world of Dimenzion Psychosphere.
Well, we have another week. Next Friday is the release of our first album signed to a record label, Crime Records, and we have a release next Friday. So pretty much these days we've been doing a lot of interviews and stuff like that, and trying to promote our album, and a lot of rehearsal. I mean, we're kind of going into the studio and make the songs in the studio in a way. So when we suddenly have to do them live, we have to rehearse. So yeah, a lot of rehearsing and a lot of interviews.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been jamming, and how did you get started?
I guess we've been jamming for pretty much since 95 or something, some of us, but we come from a small town. But as the band Dimenzion Psychosphere, I guess around 99 we started off. But it was sort of a side project because most of the members had other bands that had kind of higher priority than our band. But Dimenzion Psychosphere was our little way of doing, I don't know, we're quite different people in the band with different taste of music and everything, and we try to mix all of this together in Dimenzion Psychosphere. So after, I think it was around 2007, we kind of had more time, so we decided to really push it a little bit and started working a little bit more serious on the band. So we had a lot of, like, 3 different EPs released from 99 until like 2005. In 2012 we released our album DNA Phantom Effect, and started working on our new album Collapse. So we've been quite serious with the band since 2010, I would say.
Very cool. Now, the band name itself, Dimenzion Psychosphere, how did you guys come up with that, and what's the story behind that?
It kind of came, it was a couple of us in the band. We have been out drinking, and we kind of were on after hours, and we're playing around with different names, and it was sort of it just popped out of nowhere, and it's kind of another word for the collective consciousness of mankind, I could say, and it kind of fits our lyric and our music in general. So I think it's a good name for us.
Right on, man. As far as musical influences, what would you say influences you as a musician, and as far as the band's music?
Well, as I said earlier, we're quite different. I mean, it comes from, we do like a lot of like bands from the 70s, and have quite a lot of influence from like bands like Pink Floyd or the Beatles or Black Sabbath, but also more modern bands like Meshuggah or Strapping Young Lad or bands like that. We try to just mix everything, and what we if we have a song, we're working on a song, it doesn't really matter what style the song is, as long as we like it and it sounds good to us, we'll record it. And it's I know we've been getting kind of an industrial metal kind of label on the band, but personally I don't believe we're that industrial. We have some industrial stuff in our music, but it's not, I think we're just a metal band. I would say more experimental than than anything. We just like to do different styles and just whatever feels right there and then. And we do it. And whenever we record an album, we try to do something different, push it in another direction, but still have our sound that you can hear that it's Dimenzion Psychosphere, but we're trying to push it in a different direction. And I'm sure some of the people that has been following us from our first CDs will probably be disappointed, and if they like the more extreme vocals or stuff like that, we try to do a new thing, and I'm sure people will be disappointed or someone will be really happy with it. But it doesn't really matter as long as we're happy with it. That's the most important thing.
Well, I haven't actually heard the older stuff, but I've been listening to this record since Crime Records sent it over to me, and I gotta tell you, it's fucking badass, man. I like it a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. As far as the album art's really cool too. How did you guys come up with that?
Actually, that's most of the stuff that we do it ourselves. I mean, it's and the cover is made. Everything is made by the architect, the guitarist, and how he came up with it, I wouldn't really know. It's just kind of a, I don't know. It's a cool thing. The thoughts he had behind it, I wouldn't really go into. I think it's the same with the lyrics. I wouldn't, sit and talk about the lyrics. I like people to look at the cover and listen to the album and read the lyrics, and they can get their own idea and their own little thoughts about what we're saying, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think the cover suits our music and our style and the whole band quite well.
Very cool, man. I also I want to give a shout out to Crime Records, because they're fucking amazing, man. They're very cool. They always send us good stuff. How's your experience been with them so far?
Great. I mean, I really like the whole idea that Martin from Crime Records has behind the music, and he signed us pretty much before the album was done, so we didn't have to do any standing around and trying to get a record deal. Something we quite suck at it, to be honest with you, to promote ourselves. So, and it's been easy. He's easy going. There's no, it's run smoothly. If we haven't been able to, hold the schedule, we're quite slow. We're not used to working too much under pressure or stuff like that. But it's never a problem. He's like, oh, that's fine. We'll just do it, next week or so. And he's it's an underground label, and we kind of like it like that. We're not expecting our music to reach out and become, mainstream. So yeah, we're happy with it. So I can't really complain about anything with him. I recommend everybody to send their stuff to Crime Records. They're great.
Very cool, man. Yeah, as far as the local scene there in your area, what can you tell us about that?
Actually, the metal scene in south of Norway, where we live, and even in the little town of Mandal, which we have a population of 15,000 people, but there's always been a big metal scene in our town, and a lot of great bands. I mean, we have bands like Communic, and also the thrash metal band Harm. And in our neighbor cities, which like half an hour away, we have a lot of great bands that are not really famous, but we have been playing around and doing stuff with that I recommend people to check out. We have bands like Ground Zero System, which is a industrial band, Zero Sonic, which is more like I don't know, just groove metal really good. All of them are really good bands. So I would say it's great. And even in our little town, since we grew up, there's been a huge amount of metal guys and playing music. So that's how Dimenzion Psychosphere started. It was we came from different bands, and we kind of met and had this, common feeling about what we wanted to do and how we wanted Dimenzion Psychosphere to sound like. So I don't think we're there yet. We have our sound, but we're still, trying to reach the peak of our music, and we're still experimenting with it. So, yeah.
Right on, man. Well, what kind of plans do you guys have for the future?
Well, now we're gonna do our release party, play live, and we also have we're gonna, to support us on our release party, we have another Norwegian band who is signed on Crime, Escapator. And we're going to go to their town and do support for them when they have their release. And then we're going to try and start working on playing live. That's what we really like to do. And if you want to experience Dimenzion Psychosphere, it's kind of, if you're going to have a perfect experience with the band, you have to see us live, because we kind of have a package that we try to do live. I mean, we try to do what we can on the album, but live it's quite different. And I think even a lot of people that really likes the band will probably say that, yeah, but you have to see them live to really get the full experience. That's what we love to do, and that's how we make our music, and that's the way it should sound like. In studio, you can do whatever you want. I mean,
yeah.
But we love to play live. So I hope we could do some touring, and I hope that someone at some point will invite us to come over, and wherever it is, we're ready.
Fuck yeah, man. Is there a link that people can go to buy the record?
Yeah, right now you can already order it from Crime Records shop. But other than that, it will be released. If you want a physical, a CD, you need to go to Crime Records, or it's released in a couple of European countries. But of course, it's going to be on iTunes and all of these places online, so it shouldn't be a problem to get the album if you want to buy it. Or I guess it's going to come on Spotify and all these other places for people who don't want to spend money on music.
Very cool, man. Well, I'll definitely share the links for you for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, if people want to listen to it, they can. There's some previews now already on YouTube from Crime Records. That if you want to check it out, you can always do that.
Oh hell yeah! Well, right after this interview is over, I'm gonna play a triple shot on the radio, so people can kind of get an idea.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, I guess I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to add to let the people know?
Well, first of all, thank you for, taking your time to give us the interview. And for us, everything is good promotion, I guess. And I hope that your listeners will check us out and, go into Facebook. You can follow us there. Check out our webpage, or, buy the album. If you want something different, I think it's a pretty unique sounding album. So, and it's metal.
Hell yeah, man. We're gonna play the shit out of it. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Yes.
Just say, this is the president of Dimenzion Psychosphere, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
All right. This is the president of Dimenzion Psychosphere, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Awesome, dude. Got it.